The author of the Hojoki witnessed a grand capital city evolve into an area scattered with flames and dying people by the roadside. The only permanence is impermanence. When things seem consistent, our minds grow cloudy and forget that change will certainly come. The nature of the universe and life is ephemeral and may often not be kept in mind or in conversation. The brief and oscillating nature of the author's life leaves me empathetic and conflicted. So much change strikes the capital, yet so many people continue to cling to it. Fires, earthquakes, battles, and more all visually display the impermanence of the capital's state, and so many people still cling to it as if it were static. Perhaps like atoms in the periodic table, humans too yearn for a balanced and steady state. How the author portrays themselves stuck out to me as well. He sounds satisfied with himself in isolation. Then, when other people are present, doubt and contemplation seems to suddenly spark and persist within the author. He feels shame, regret, and seems to second-guess his faith, all of which lead him to take actions that do not align with his faith and lead him further from it. It's almost like in a vacuum, the author is content and consistent. When removed from this vacuum and placed around others, just like atoms, changes start to occur. He witnesses opportunities for change. He again sees impermanence. The shame, regret, and second-guessing spawn a desire for change. Desire, along with the attachment he has for journaling, both conflict with his faith, leading him further from it. This was an interesting read, about a monk who seemed to get bored of reading sutras, and was willing to share their experience, an experience that contested their faith, and they had to grow to accept it. Essays in Idleness. Let's begin with a quote. If our life did not fade and vanish, but lingered forever, how little the world would move us. It is the ephemeral nature of things that makes them wonderful. Teachings like this kept my brain thoughtful and engaged as I read through Essays in Idleness. Whether it be the loss of a childhood toy, employment, or a loved one, most of us go through the emotions of loss at some point in our lives. I came across many thoughtful phrases like this throughout reading these often brief journal entries. Some even brought teachings that remain in more modern books. Another book I read, The Millionaire Next Door, displayed research and discussed consequences of leaving large amounts of money to your children. And here, centuries ago, this monk shared similar sentiments. These many good teachings did feel shrouded by many contradictory or seemingly meaningless blurbs. I'm confident some of the stories or his criticisms on language structure for the youth hold some importance. However, these mundane or disconnected musings lost my interest. I took much longer to finish this book than I expected. To explain his contradictions, the author at one point appears to express an opinion that individuals should avoid scholarly activities and indulging in the arts, only to later suggest that knowledge of the classics and medicine are absolutely essential. Repeatedly hearing these contradictions helped humanize the author for me. Over years of our life, we change. Our opinions change. Even further, an opinion in the context of one moment may not hold up, even to the same person on some other day or year. While this may be true and human, it did make it feel harder to continue reading, to feel like any new understanding found could be unwoven with some contradictory idea on a future page. Perhaps that is the point. Reality itself is ever-changing, chaotic, and ephemeral in nature. What is true today may no longer hold true tomorrow. Does that mean the book should not go on? Perhaps it means not to expect that what you know is the whole truth, or that any truth will forever be.